presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Ms. Joy De Imus. Second referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde. Let us welcome our starters from our PLDT high-speed hitters. Let's begin with our team captain, wearing jersey number 12, Rhea Katrina Di Maculangan. At number 3, Mika Irene Reyes. Wearing jersey number 4, Julian Marie Samonte. At number 10, Tony Rose Basas. Wearing jersey number 13, Del Palomata. And at number 17, Fiolome Ceballos. Libero, number 8, Kathleen Faith Arado. Head coach, Mr. George Pascua. Presenting our Signal HD Spikers. Game captain wears jersey number 8, Angeli Pauline Araneta. At number 2, Jacqueline Acuna. Wearing jersey number 9, Fatima Bia General. At number 15, Clarissa Abriam. Number 18, Marivic Belen Meneses. And number 22, Maria Angelica Cayuna. Libero, number 14, Angelique Dionello. And head coach, Mr. Cecil Shaq de los Santos.
And we are back here at the Phil Oil for our second of our triple header today, the PVL Active competition. There you have it, starting lineup for the PLDT high-speed hitters. And this one, interesting, maraming mga absent sa Signal. So a chance for a lot of their players to show up and make their mark today. General and Jackie Abriam is going to start today. And Signal will get a chance to serve first. We were talking earlier in the pregame how really this is not a consequential game for Signal, but you know how this team comes in very intensely. They just want to end with at the top spot with as best a record as they can manage.
And I think, Tricky, for all of these teams actually who are still going to play, importante yung quality of play that they will show. It adds to the confidence of of the team, of the players individually.
As Rhea Maculangan serves here, I love what Rhea said also earlier. As she gets her first ace there, si Rhea, alam naman natin, a very much celebrated veteran. Ang tagal na niya, but she talked earlier about learning more and improving herself. This is the kind of attitude that even the younger upcoming players should really imbibe.
That's true. It's a never-ending learning experience, no matter how experienced or how much of a veteran you are.
That's right. And service error there after an ace coming from Rhea. So alam din nila yan, kahit gano'n kang kabeterano, kailangan pa rin, you still have to concentrate on the serves. You will still make unforced errors on the field. And Rhea Meneses, we hear her fans just getting into it. Good crowd here at the Phil Oil this Saturday afternoon. Yel Cayuna pushing it out. It's a great stop there by Kat Arado. Rally. Cayuna's going up for that joust, and she wins it off the hands of Basas.
Cayuna getting that point. The versatility of this player.
One more time on that play. Parang outside, kala mo outside hitter eh. That
Pero
worked out.
Kita mo rin very listong-listo siya. She knew what she had to do to get that point. Use the hands of the blocker to score.
And again, another rally brewing here very early in the first set. And we have a violation, I think, called against Basas there. Was it? Or no, it was called against Somebody from Signal, I think, was on at the net. Julsa Monte now. Birthday girl.
We're looking forward to an inspired game from the birthday girl, but as I say that, she sends that into the net.
Let's get those service errors out of the way as we are just getting heated up in this first set. Sam Corrales has an early report for us. Sam?
Yes, the Signal HD Spikers have admitted that talagang undermanned sila today. If you check out their bench, who's on the floor, they are only a total of 7 players. And for Angeli Araneta, one of the vets here in the squad, she sees this as an opportunity to really play her best and still give pride to her squad. Nag-usap daw sila among themselves na, they kailangan nilang mag-ingay to remove the tension, knowing that there won't be any subs today. So talagang babad silang players ngayon. And for Coach Shaq, habang nagpapalakas yung ibang members, Ces Molina is here in the venue, but unfortunately there's a brace on her leg. But Coach Shaq is hopeful that along with the other members who are not here, they're gonna come back stronger, and we are hoping and praying that they can recover well as the foreign teams come in the next round for the Signal squad. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Sam. A lot of people really wondering if Ces Molina will still be able to show up for the rest of the season. I think not just the fans of these two teams of Signal want to see that happen, but really for the whole league, It makes for more exciting volleyball when you have stars like Ces Molina.
And, all the more para dito sa squad na to, no, it would be best for them to go into the next phase of this conference complete.
In the meantime, this is a good chance for the other players. Those are coming off the bench and getting a lot of the time today to really get honed in playing in this kind of atmosphere and in this level of competition. So this should bode well for Signal.
But also, this will be a good test of how smart they can play, because as what Sam has mentioned, they're undermanned today.
Yeah.
So they have to manage their resources in terms of players, not to because fatigue at one point will come in, especially if humaba yung laro. And that's an advantage their opponent has. Maraming mabubunot off the bench.
That's right. Ako, that yung fatigue factor, we don't talk about it enough, but you as a player, you know that sneaks up on you. What a great play there coming from Ceballos, Viola Ceballos, hitting off the blocker, and PLDT now in the lead, 7-4. Again, for those of you joining us just now, let's set the scenario for PLDT. The long and short of it is they want to win this game, and if they lose, they can only lose in 5 sets to ensure their entry into the semis. But even absent those scenarios, may chance pa rin.
May chance pa rin. I think dito, pwestuhan din. Who will make it? Anong pwesto ang makukuha mo?
It's a very important game, particularly for the girls wearing their black uniforms today, PLDT. Back set with that running attack. Dug by Signal. Pero Dumakulangan does it one more time. And Rhea Meneses doing a great job there. Just really watching Del Palomata like a hawk. Sinundan niya talaga,
Excellent timing there by Meneses.
And Signal just a point behind now early in this first set. Outside set, that was deep, but inside, good enough for Ceballos. And that's 8 points for PLDT versus Signal 6. We are in our first technical timeout. We'll be back. Back at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Arena here in San Juan for our second of our triple header today, the last day of competition in the preliminaries of the PVL Invitational Conference. Chicky Roa Puno here with Andre Mulia Kanga. Early in this first set, we have PLDT up by 2. You know, Ann, kanina pinag-usapan natin briefly yung fatigue factor. Matanong ko sa'yo, where do you feel the fatigue as a player, or does it depend on your position?
Actually, I wouldn't say it depends on your position because ideally, all of you would really move and contribute in a match. I think depende rin yan sa haba ng rally. Depende yan kung gaano kabilis yung balikan. But I would like to say and I would like to believe that it would be the majority of the players on the floor.
Oo. And then ano ba yan? Yung physically, saan sa katawan? Ano yung unang bumibigay? Saan mo nararamdaman?
Some of the players that we see, kapag matagalang games na cramps on the legs. But baka pala magalit, sabihin, ang mga setters, usually, they are the ones na talagang pagod na pagod, di ba?
Because they're involved in practically every play.
Every play, yes.
Play. You know, that's interesting coming from the point of view nga of a former player like yourself, because that's why you also have to strengthen certain parts of your body in volleyball kasi yun. And hindi lang yun, yung stamina. Kailan mo nararamdaman kapag ganito na, late in the season? Pagka second set, third set, ayan na ba?
Usually, yes, sa latter part. Lalo na pag nai-extend yung game, fourth set, fifth set, may kahalong pagod na yan.
Doon mo makikita yung hindi na makahabol masyado or napapako, and that usually we credit that or we chalk that up to fatigue, the fatigue factor talaga. Back in the game here, we have change of lead now, PLDT up by 1. As Via General, pride of NU, with a serve that just went outside. So as we mentioned, a lot of players from the Signal HD Spikers getting some action today, as only 7 of them have suited up. Many sidelined for various reasons. Of course, the most important, the headline here is Ces Molina still wearing a brace after she suffered an ankle sprain in an earlier game, in the game before this one. That's a great defense there by PLDT as Signal regroups. Another chance down the line. That is Signal's number 15, Abraham.
Well-placed shot by Abraham.
Didn't get it the first time. Porsigido, no? She missed the first time, but she went right back in position. And of course, Jan Cayuna trusting her to give her that set again, the ball again. See Cayuna there going up. Basas, being answered there. And Cayuna setting up Abraham one more time. And Mika Reyes was right there. Arado with an underhand set. Araneta. Great heads-up play there by Mika Reyes after Araneta just sends that ball over with an over-receive there, pass.
Great presence of mind from Mika Reyes, one of the top blockers we have this conference.
Nandyan sa ibabaw yan si Mika Reyes, if I'm not mistaken, is actually ranked number 1 in blocking so far in this conference. You see why. Impeccable timing. She has great nose for the ball, knows where to position herself. That's a point there for Ceballos again. It's really hot today, Third point for Viola Ceballos already. Great form.
There's also I'd like to say some pressure on the side of Signal pagdating sa kanilang depensa, but actually if you look at their back row players, dalawa ang libero mo na nandun. General is also there.
Kita naman natin, kaya maganda ang floor defense na pinapakita. Ceballos is dug. We talked about the floor defense, and you're right on the mark there, Ann. This time, Si Araneta got caught there, went for the ball, went for that save, just maybe a millisecond late. Muntik na.
Yeah, pag nagtulak, zone 1. Oo, wag sa ano ha. Okay, ngayon, marami tayong opportunity na ano natin, na mapakawalan natin, like yung service. Kailangan meron tayong sure na service. Okay? Yung pasa natin, okay naman. Yung set play, and then yung mga nadidepensahan, pagka-block natin, harap agad dito, recover tayo. Huwag natin na na kailangan mataas or maba. Kailangan recover tayo, ha? Sige. Okay, bawi lang. Ilipat mo ng play to, ilipat mo lang naman ng play. Okay, ha? Ha?
Tarawan good pass.
Signal!
Ah, sige, sige. Ano ba siya? Sige, sige lang. Hindi, yan.
Signal coach talking about opportunities that they need to create, and there was that ankle brace we're talking about, and we're really hoping, you know, that Cess is able to get back at least kahit na sabihin natin ano, she can rest maybe the next couple of games, basta pagka magkainitan na, sana she's in the thick of things. We really want to see her there.
And I'm sure, no, watching her teammates play, she's itching to get back on the floor.
And like you mentioned kanina before that time I called by Signal, that si General, who is usually libero, is now double body sila ngayon dahil nga 7 lang silang maglalaro. 7 lang ang nasa lineup today for the Signal HD. Great pancake save by Gionella. And that one is still inside. And a point for PLDT. So tinitignan natin, ang PLDT is probably saying to themselves na nandun yung dalawang yung pinakamagagaling na defenders nandun sa back row. So they probably want to expect that they will do the short balls, the dinks, and really iiwasan yung mga libero. Oh, great dig there by Mika Reyes.
Oh, now the Signal HD Spikers need to find a way to penetrate the blockers of PLDT. If not that, get the ball through.
There's a futile attempt there to play football. Si Abraham trying to keep that ball in play. But yes, we know that especially offensively, talagang dehado ang Signal ngayon. We don't win games by the defense. We might lose them without the defense, but you really need to get your offense going against the formidable front line of PLDT.
But Araneta scores that point for Signal. Yung sinasabi niya kanina, focus pa rin. They have to work hard.
This is also a test for the likes of Angeli Araneta, Jel Cayuna, to practice their leadership, yung paano nila dadalhin yung kanilang mga teammates at with the circumstances prevailing na napakadehado nila in terms of the number of players that they can pull from the bench. 16-11 now, 5-point lead on this second technical timeout for Signal. We'll be back for more after the break. PLDT with a comfortable 5-point lead here in this first set, as we look at a very undermanned Signal just trying to keep in step with PLDT. Basas now with the serve. That one is outside. They're looking for a check ball. Not going to get it. That's another point for PLDT. Talked about and strong floor defense that's there because we have the defensive specialists, but you know they have to somehow make up for the lack of players in their offense.
You're right, you have to score the points. Otherwise, you wait for the opponent's errors like that.
Yeah.
But you have to, take control of things. So far, you are right. Very comfortable lead para dito sa PLDT.
And this is a favorable rotation for Signal with Rhea Meneses back in the front. Angeli Araneta there also. And we know that Rhea Meneses can score. So siya yung talagang tinitignan ng Signal to play catch-up against PLDT. Looking at the HED spikers, and you can't help but notice really besides the talent that we know Mika Reyes has at the middle, kapag naman yung counterpart niya, si Del Palomata, she's the tallest player, I think, in the entire league at 6'3", no? So that's always a force to contend with.
And she has been effective so far here in the first set. Kita natin yun sa kanyang blocking and likewise with her offense.
Oh, scrambling there for PLD. That would have been 4 hits. And that's a point for Signal. 13 serving, 17 now as Acuna gets ready to serve again. Soyud there is on the court now. Soyud had a lot of numbers, good numbers also in their last match. Cayuna couldn't get that ball up. Great hit. Ceballos. Grabe to si Ceballos, no? She is really making her mark early with 4 points already. Nice over-received there.
But Signal gets the point, overreaching, called on PLDT.
Well, that's a lucky break. You mentioned that's one of the ways you can earn points. Just hope that the other side makes their mistakes.
It's a welcome point, but I think in that case, in that replay, Cayuna was still trying to set the ball. And part of the rules, you have to allow the setter to set it up. She wasn't trying to drop it on the other side.
Yan yung equivalent ng goaltending siguro, no?
But, Palomata.
Just like that. Getting the point back. 3 points now for Del Palomata. And it's now 14 serving, or 15 serving, 19 serving 14 rather. From back row, Angeli Araneta is dug. Soyud going up now. Was that a good block or was that into the net? Anyway, PLDT will get that point. Great power play there. We have a timeout by Signal.
Let's cover tayo. Sige, ganun pa rin ha. Pasa mo na. Pag maganda, bigay mo kay Riri. Okay? Ano ang play mo? Kanya. Nasa harap ba siya, no? Si Mika na nandun. O ngayon, pag magda-drop, si Bell ang nasa likod. Siya yung nag-serve. So, pwede ka mag-drop sa gilid. Okay? Sige, pag may block. O, sige. 1, 2, paso.
.2014 now. Again, a no-bearing result really here for Signal. But this is an important game even for them because of the complexion of the game now. Sabi nga natin, this is a chance for the other players to shine and to really get a good feel of what it's like to play in this level and in front of crowds that we have here at the Phil Oil.
It hasn't been easy, at least as what we can see here in the first set. But, judging from that huddle, no, si Coach Shaq, hindi mo naringgan na may pressure or tense. Still very relaxed, just, basic reminders to the team. Let's see, though, how they will respond, because now PLDT is really pulling away.
Oh, it's a great play, and that's a great response there. Really, we heard Coach Shaq actually signal out Rhea Meneses to nahanapin siya because we know that she is really the person here from the side of Signal who can really go against the tall middle front row of PLDT.
And that was an excellent point against 3 blockers on the other side.
PLDT now will reset. Soyud going up. Wow. Look at that. Solid block. And Signal is alive again.
That was against Meneses, who is the second best blocker next to Mika Reyes.
Yeah. That's one of the highlights of this matchup. We're watching the 2 best blockers in the league at it, going against each other.
General struggling a bit at the service line, but then again, we know Chiki, na talagang in her position as the defensive specialist, ito yung hindi masyadong, siya yung sanay mag-receive.
Yes.
And in this case, we've seen a few errors coming from her.
A lot of pressure for these players to really step up because of the absence of many of the stars of Signal. That's a nice reception by Jack Yonela there. PLDT setting up here. Samonte going up, and that is a check ball, it seems. General got her fingers on that one. And Samonte slowly but surely making her presence felt here. That is only her 2nd point today. Rhea de Maculangan getting ready to serve here. It's a great play, starting off with a great pass from Gianella. Signal knows how to do it.
And Kayuna following the instructions of Coach Shaq also, habang nandun si Meneses in front, siya ang go-to player.
Now, who is the go-to on the side of PLDT? Demokalangan certainly has a lot of choices. And that one is an unforced error coming from Signal. Abriam there, was strong on that one. Setting up PLDT for the set point. Samonte at the serve. Labas, swerte pa rin ang Signal.
Still hanging on here in the first set.
Let's see if they can hold PLDT for 6 more points. Jel Cayuna, and we hear the crowd, one of the favorites here, appreciating her. She's getting ready to serve. Oh, natulungan pa ng net. Again, a lot of help from everywhere for Signal. It's a great serve. That's an ace for our setter.
Such a lucky point for Kayuna.
Great reception there by Ceballos, and she goes up for the hit off the hands of Araneta, and that is point number 25 and a win for this first set in our matchup between PLDT and Signal. We'll be back to break down that first frame after this break. Welcome back to our second of our triple header today, the last day of competition in the preliminaries of the PVL 25-19. You saw that result for the first set, a little bit easy for PLDT. That was not too difficult a win for them in that first one, Anne.
It was indeed comfortable. We saw how they didn't do anything spectacular yet. I think what they managed to do was just to ensure that they were efficient. They were able to get their defense in. Offense-wise also, they were able to distribute their plays quite well. And I think what also helped is, yun nga, kanilang net defense also worked for them as we look at the statistics for set number 1 where dito kita talaga ang lamang ng PLDT pagdating sa opensa. But Signal on the other hand, sila pala ang nakakuha ng mas maraming block points, 3 as opposed to only 1 of PLDT, while lumamang naman ng PLDT pagdating sa service aces. While for opponents' errors, we can say that it's it's quite even. 8 and 7. But yun nga, because siguro of Signal being undermanned, less players to shuffle, it has been a bit of a challenge.
And that is the advantage naman on the other side. You mentioned how Rhea Damacolangan has she has the opportunity and the luxury of distributing her sets to various players. We're looking at the way the first set went. Reyes, Samonte, Palomata, Ceballos all contributing there, with Ceballos in the lead with 5 points. Pero yun yung maganda nakikita natin on the side of PLDT. That si Damacolangan has a lot of players she's depending on. Dito naman, it's really, as we said earlier, the reliable Menezes, she has to be, because the whole team is relying practically on her to make things happen. She has 6 points so far.
So it is unfortunate that at this stage there are some health concerns or health protocols that need to be observed for the rest of for the other players. But nonetheless, yun nga, paulit-ulit lang natin sinasabi dito, test of character to para dito sa mga players na naiwan at naglalaro ngayon.
Talagang give and take, and because the option would have been to play in a bubble and do all of these things that are not favorable to the fans. So now we are just happy that we are able to see them playing, and we just really pray that everybody is able to stay healthy as best as they can. And sabihin mo na rin, like we saw Chocomucho also, one of the teams that was really plagued by health concerns, and now it's Signal. And Sam Corrales, let's turn it over to her. She has a quick report for us.
Yes, as we saw in the first set, PLDT is really maximizing this opportunity to make it through in the semifinals. I got to speak to Mika Reyes, who shared that the X factor for today's game will be in-game adjustments. Now, she mentioned that it's going to be the first time that they're going up against Signal this year, who is also a strong blocking team. Kaya naman for PLDT, even if the number 1 blocker is now from their side, di pa rin nila haayaan na bumaba ang bola. They will still get their job done since they are hungry to get this much-needed win. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Sam. And that is, we do feel the hunger and the intensity on the side of PLDT. They are trailing by 1 early in the second set. But still, and this is what we want to see, the smiles on the faces anyhow of Signal there, despite the challenges that they're facing today.
They definitely have to celebrate those points and enjoy the game, no matter how difficult it may be.
And yun naman, alam ko nag-enjoy din kayo, yung mga fans na nanonood sa inyong mga bahay. The day has been very dark and gloomy for most of the northern Luzon area. I hope all of you are safe and enjoying the games from the comforts of your homes.
That was Abriam getting that point in para sa Signal.
Using the hands of the blockers there. And again, we mentioned this is a good showdown at the block where we have 1 and 2 first and the second top blockers on the field today in Mika Reyes and Rhea Menezes. Araneta, smart play, but even smarter for Kat Arado there with a pancake save. Cayuna putting it up. Great play there. Well executed. Abriam with a point. This is
Definitely a great start para sa Signal here in the second set. I guess for PLDT, there is no room to be complacent, no? No matter kung gaano kakonti yung lineup ng kalaban mo sa kabila.
Again, we mentioned the scenario. It's a long-winded scenario. The short, a short version is kung matatalo ang PLDT, kailangan 5 set. Kung hindi, medyo manganganib na naman yung kanilang entry into the semis. So they want that win. They really want the win. We saw a glimpse there of Jules Samonte, who's currently not on the court, but she has gotten her playing time and she had a nice celebration. She had her birthday very recently. Happy birthday to Jules. Back in action here, rally brewing. PLDT gets the setup outside to Ceballos, and she is blocked, but that one is outside and a point for PLDT again. Look at those numbers for Friola Ceballos. 67% attack efficiency, not bad at all.
Very good, very efficient number para kay Ceballos. She scored 8 points in their last, in their meeting with Chocumucho.
That is called inside by our lines judge. And Ceballos scoring, as you mentioned that, and she has the hot hands today. Friola Ceballos, 7 points already. Nika Reyes at the serve. Great up by Jack Junella there. And that one, Araneta just pushes that one through.
And you know, it is a similar spot, no, na target din kanina ng Signal and earned that point. It's that down the line area.
Smart play there by Araneta. We did get to speak to her earlier in the pregame for those of you who weren't able to join us. And they are taking this game seriously. You know, we tried to nudge her, to prod her a little bit, to admit to us na wala, no bearing to, easy lang kami, but hindi bumigay eh. Talagang as far as Angeli and her team's concerned, no, this is, no, we want a win here. And they're really also after what they can learn, all of the things that they will learn on the court, the experience that she was talking about.
Oh, but for now, they have to focus on minimizing those mistakes, those errors.
That's a service ace for this girl, Chin Basas, who brought in the numbers in their last game against Petro or Chocumucho. This time, Signal earning a point there on that great attack. Nice back set. And a pipe attack there. Good enough. We see Jel Cayuna. She is also wanting to get as many players the touches that they, that they need for the experience, no?
It's good to actually involve a lot.
Yeah. Ceballos this time defended well by Signal. Araneta on the ball there, but that one, lucky for PLDT. Again, nobody there.
Para with a good eye.
Parang ang tinatarget talaga nila yung zone 1 na yun. We have a technical timeout now with just a 1-point lead by PLDT. Back. PLDT already with a one-set lead over Signal in this, our second match today in our triple header. Last day of competition of the preliminaries of the Invitational Conference. We are getting ready for the second stage, the semifinals, where we have our two foreign teams joining the action. So talagang tapos na yung yung phase kung saan they're just getting back into their rhythm, nagkakapaan sila. Papunta na tayo dun sa semifinals, and this will be a free ball for PLDT. Let's see what they make of it. Outside there to Ginoo, who's on the court now. From behind there, Ceballos is pushing it in. The rally. Del Palomata almost mistimed. Araneta pushing it through past the two-man block of PLDT.
A smart move there by Araneta. But also, General also had 2 touches.
Yeah.
Getting a chance to hit the ball. Something that, probably matagal na niyang hindi na-ensayo ng...
Bumabalik na lang eh. Pero
Oo.
ano yan, medyo muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
I'm sure, di ba? Ganun naman ang most of the players we see in the pros. When they started in high school and college, lahat naman dadaanan mong lahat ng posisyon eh, di ba?
But it's so nice, very encouraging. Si Kayuna talagang sumugal. She gambled and set up twice, no? Para kay General. Way to give confidence.
Absolutely. Just showing the team members, her teammates, how much confidence she has in them, like you said. Del Palomata there. Great reception we're seeing from Jack Gunela. She's been very consistent with her receptions, although that point will still end up with PLDT, and Signal will call for timeout.
Mo lang konti medyo diin lang masyado. Anong play mo, Jen? Run long. Pagka si Palomata naman natin. Okay. Asbia, kasi ready pa rin. Neta, back row pa rin ha? Kailangan gamit tayo ha? Sige lang, okay lang. Sige, 1 point lang muna. Isang magandang asa, tapos atake tayo. Okay, cover lang.
A little bit of a switch from how I know Coach Shaq. He usually gets really intense, but I think he's reading the room, kumbaga, no? Seeing what the situation is and really just steadying the girls and telling them that you're definitely still in this game and you can do it.
Just some specifics also, napansin niya siguro may konting gigil. Abriam hitting the ball quite hard, humingi ng mahabang palo, reminding them about reception. That was a point coming from the error of PLDT. Again, always welcome yung mga ganyang, lalo na para sa kanila.
Right. And Signal definitely still in this. They gave up that first set, but only a 2-point deficit in this second set. We're seeing a lot of good work coming from the front row, the middle. Meneses is working really hard. And behind the attack line, Basas, they're pushing the ball over. Kayuna going up and giving it to Abriam there. Rudy Meneses. Nasagot pa rin ng PLDT. Have a rally here, and that ends with a point for PLDT off the blockers of Signal. Already with their second point. Serving 9. And this is going to be a free ball for PLDT. Great back set. Basas, what a save by General. Showing her libero form there.
It's Abriam scoring that point.
One more time on that save.
Look at that.
Sige. Pwedeng maglibero yon. Great effort there by General.
At syempre, para kay Abria, nakaka-pressure. Ang ganda ng save. Gotta get that point.
Exactly. Nasulit. And she does it again. Look at Abria, scoring 8 points already. And you know, it's really, we noticed earlier how Cayuna is so good really at trusting all of her players and just exercising all of her options. Which is something they need to do also against a team like PLDT, who's so smart at the net. You have to keep them guessing.
Well, for Signal and then PLDT, this is a closer set. Signal really keeping in pace.
Combination there. That works out. Abraham just keeps coming. That's her 9th point. Medyo nagre-relax na rin si Abraham. She's settling into her position. She's enjoying actually this game. We can see all the smiles. They are, look at them. Iba yung Iba yung vibe dito sa Signal.
Tama kanina yung sinabi, no? Palagi namang may nervous every time you get into a game. I think all the more in this situation, may nervous yan. Pero kailangan mong kalimutan pag nandun ka na sa court.
And both teams doing a good job here, keeping this second set much more interesting than the first, like you mentioned, Anne. It's a more hotly contested one. But PLDT still enjoying a 2-point lead as Mika Reyes gets ready to serve. And great reception we're seeing from Jeff Jonella. Ceballos just makes do with that set. Great job by Palomata there, just slowing the ball down and then converting now with that attack. Great sequence for Del Palomata there. Her 5th point. 3 on attacks for this middle blocker. Again, nice reception from our 2 defensive specialists there at the back row now from Signal. And they know to let that one go. Great read by Jack Jonella there. Yung ganun din, kasi napakalapit, no? Susugal ka rin eh. Tatansyahin mo. And it barely just went out. But Jonella knew to just let it go.
Sometimes it's those calls. Minsan sinasabi ng mga coaches, no, when you're in doubt, you just get it. But in this case, she did let it go. And yun nga, tamang kanyang basa.
That's a good idea. And PLDT still getting to 60 points first. Just 3 points ahead of Signal midway into the second set. We'll be back. Back for more action here in very rainy Eco Oil. Hindi naman sa loob. Naririnig natin actually ang ulan sa labas. I hope all of you are keeping safe and dry. Enjoying the games here in our last Sunday of the preliminaries of the PVL. Of course, we have another game after this. So Petrogas and Choco Mutual will still see action.
And our audience here also very comfortable, no, inside the venue, enjoying this match.
Then a more closely contested second set here between PLDT and Signal. We see both teams just fighting it out and enjoying themselves at the same time. That's what we gather here. In fact, remembering what Mika Reyes said in the BTR feature that we showed early on, she really enjoys herself. Sabi niya, masaya lang to be able to play with these players that she's known coming up through her UAAP years and seeing them now and just really enjoying a game that she loves. And I think we feel that and the fans feel that. That's why they keep coming and they really talagang lumalago, dumadami ang fans ng volleyball dito sa Pilipinas.
And you know, that's really, really nice for us to see these players. Yung iba nga nakita natin, kumbagang nakita nating nag-mature dito sa volleyball from when they started until now. And it's nice to see how they still have it in them, that spark, that enjoyment of the game. And it emanates, we see it.
And we feel that also. You mentioned the veterans. No? Kanina pinag-usapan natin, Jack Jonella with already 5 excellent receptions and General with more. Si General actually has more excellent receptions than Jonella.
12 kay
12! I have to check because I wasn't sure. She is not donning her libero shirt today. We were talking about that earlier because nga of the problem with the bench of Signal. But really, props to General for just being such a trooper. There. Another great dig there. Another great reception. And a hit. A great answer by PLDT, and Signal will recycle. Try it again. Look at Mika Reyes there. Just watching Meneses like a hawk. Soyud going up. Araneta with a dig from behind the attack line. There's Abriam. Soyud again. Nice defense by Signal. Also by PLDT. One more time for Soyud. Isa pa for Soyud, this time into the net. That is an unforced error. Like we said, welcome for Signal.
Nakakapagod daw ang haba nung balikan.
And alam mo, yung pinag-uusapan natin na fatigue factor, baka pumapasok na rin talaga. It's been a long, actually no, a quick preliminary round. Pero sunod-sunod din ang laban eh. And again, another rally here. Quick now by Mika Reyes with a cut shot a little too wide. And again, Signal just capitalizing on those errors coming from the girls in black. The high-speed hitter still with a lead, but a couple of unforced errors in a row, putting Signal just 1 point behind PLDT.
Basas and Di Makulangan back for PLDT.
You know, there is blocked by Cayuna. Single block by the setter. And if it was good timing by Abraham, it was better timing by Mika Reyes there with a solid offensive block. 4th point for Mika. First at the block. Rhea Dumaculangan. To serve. Oh, smart play. But look at that defense by Ceballos. Ginoo goes up. Ayuna pushing it outside. Abriam. Great coverage at the back by Ceballos there. Ayuna. Hindi pa rin makalaglag. The rider with a read. And Cayuna frustrated twice there by PLDT on her attempts at the dunks. And that was a very hard-earned point. We have a timeout now.
Kailangan mo lang. Tubig. Sige, ganun pa rin. Same lang ha. Gawa ng, receive muna and then gawa ka ng break. Sabihin mo lang na save. Sabihin mo lang ayos. Okay naman. Okay? Attacker, discarte lang tayo ha. Okay, huwag mong stop. Tapos cover tayo. Makalimutan come-over eh. Ha? Sige, hinga mo. sige.
Let's go!
Okay, one good pass, one good pass. Ay, tatlo lang, ha?
Nakatawa pa si coach. So, ibig sabihin, okay pa. But you see, still very encouraging, no, the way he speaks with the team. Konti pa, tatlo lang yan. Tama naman, no? Hindi pa tapos itong set na to. They just need to ensure that they get those points in.
And we saw a couple of long rallies in a row. So we're seeing both teams really just well in this game, refusing to give points away easily. And it makes for a lot of exciting volleyball for all of you fans, whether you're watching us on One Sports Plus. Happy to have you here. Chikiro Puno with Anu Muyakanda and Sam Corrales at courtside. And this is the last day of competition of the preliminaries. Malapit na po tayo pumasok doon sa semifinals where we have our guest teams from Taipei and Japan. That's going to be exciting as well. Meantime, back in this game, 21-17, 4-point lead by PLDT. At 5. And dumidistansya na rin ang PLDT. You know, we know that they need a win. And if they're gonna lose, it has to be in 5 sets. So they're setting that up. Parang if they win this set, that's pretty much a sure win already, a sure entry into the semifinals, di ba?
Oh, and you know, apart from that, again, sa lahat ng teams, and we keep saying this over and over again, yung quality ng game na nilalaro nila, yun din yung importante dito. And so far, they've managed very well. We see the composure. Pero lumalaban pa rin itong Signal, no? Not letting go of the set.
And what does it look like for Signal? They have only given up 1 loss so far in the entire preliminary round. Same with Creamline. So yun ang gusto nilang i-maintain eh. Gusto nila pagkatapos ng preliminaries, isa lang yung talo nila. We saw their Layu, the middle blocker now in for Signal. And they're still alive. They still have a chance here.
Kayuna earlier given the instruction by Coach Shaq dun sa kanyang setup. So they need to communicate, but it all has to come from a good pass first. Ano? They've been effective whenever it's the center spikers who are given the ball.
And of course, we want to credit again General, who is in now, not as libero. But she has been playing all around because she's delivered 13 good receptions already. And of course, she's scored a couple also, or had a couple of good attacks. Ceballos in the meantime just really showing off her talent. Attacker with 9 points already. PLDT back with a serve, and that one chance for Signal with that service error. Let's see if they can hold these 4 set points. Kayuna there with a nice looking jump serve. Ceballos is dug. And Aral there again. And the net was just in the way. And Signal just couldn't keep that one in play. That's another win for PLDT. 25-20 this time for the second set. We'll break it down after the break. at the Phil Echo Oil Arena. 25-20, that second set going the way of PLDT. They also took the first one 25-19. And at this point, and we can say that PLDT is safely through to the semifinals after that second set win, regardless of how the rest of this match goes.
That's right. We saw how they managed to maintain the same composure that they had in the first set. Na-challenge sila ng konti ng Signal. It was a better game for Signal overall in that second set. But the distribution, the contribution of the players, as we look at the stats for set number 2, higher attack points scored by PLDT with 16 as opposed to only 12 of Signal. Blocking was also much better for them, as well as their service aces. While for error, siguro dito sila medyo tumaas ng konti. Same level as the previous sets, but Signal HD had less, 6 as opposed to 8 na naibigay na puntos ng PLDT.
And for those of you just joining us now, we see a very beleaguered Signal HD team here with only 7 members suiting up today. So talagang undermanned sila with many of their players having to go through some health concerns or health conditions that they have na kailangan nilang alagaan. And of course, we have Ces Molina who is sidelined due to her ankle injury. And yet, they are bringing in the players that don't usually get this much playing time, and this is definitely a plus, regardless of how this game ends up. There is something to be won here by Signal HD, and that is the experience and the playing time that many of these girls are getting.
And actually, at this point, nagkaroon sila ng additional player layo. Dumating din to add another.
Walo na sila.
Walo na, oo.
And also, as we were talking about earlier, and really also for the setter, see Jelka Yuna, who's getting ready to serve now, a chance for her to really show her confidence and her trust and to show leadership in situations like this. Also players like Angeli Araneta, who comes in with a lot of experience, si Jonella, yung mga experienced team players nila, dito talaga nagiging importante yung dala nilang kumpiyansa para sa pugunan nila dahil kulang nga sila. First point is for Signal as Jelka Yuna continues to serve. Jelka Yuna has 2 points today. She scored on an attack earlier, which is something that is great to highlight for a setter.
Samonte unable to get that ball over.
Samonte back in the court now after sitting out that second set. Sam Corrales with a report for us. Sam?
Yes, Bia General is seeing action as both a libero and a spiker, and before the game, she told me na mag-enjoy lang siya and also play it safe because really safety is the #1 priority for Signal right now according to Coach Shaq. But he also hopes that this current squad can play well to gain more experience for the next round, as our panel mentioned. Now, he also asked the players to guide each other on the court and really step up in terms of leadership. And speaking of one more player completing this team right now, Maurice Layug, she just came from her graduation rites actually from UP Diliman. So we want to greet her and congratulations for really getting that degree. Back to you.
So thanks so much, Sam Corrales, and really, congratulations. Wow, we have a graduate on the court, and what a day, what a great day really to celebrate Layug, Maris Layug, who, talk about dedication, straight from her graduation, nandito na sa Phil Oil.
And it's nice, na umabot siya, nakabutan niya itong third set.
Of course, we want to greet also and congratulate her family, who I'm sure is very proud of her. Kaya ang ganda, dapat maraming close-up si Layug. Ang ganda-ganda ni Maris Layug ngayon, syempre, di ba?
Yan ang kanyang graduation look.
Kita mo naman. And this is a game I'm sure she will not soon forget. Coming in from her graduation, going straight into the Phil Oil. for this last day. She has to come through kasi nga, sabi nga natin, 7 na lang yung nandito para sa Signal HD. At least one more man is definitely a big deal when you have a problem with your substitutions with the bench, no? And Layug there is dug by Arado. And that's a point for PLDT. And Signal still with the lead here. We were talking earlier about how the different scenarios that PLDT can enter the semifinals, and right now they are definitely going into the second round. The 4th place spot still up for grabs between Chocomucho and Army, as we saw that great ace by Samonte. I think as we see it, your Army already giving up that match earlier today in 3 straight. So they really, their fate lies in the balance. It depends on how Chocomucho will play later today against Petrogas. Kaya yun nga sabi natin they have to wait in bated breath. Wala silang magawa. Their fate really will depend on how Chocomucho fares.
So apart from waiting, may kasamang dasal, siyempre.
Talaga. And back in this game, this is a must-win situation for Signal. They gave up the first 2 sets already, although we know in the bigger picture that they are in a very good position going into the semifinals, but they do want to end with just 1 loss, just like Creamline. Both teams finishing, or Creamline with just 1 loss after winning that 3-setter against Army earlier today. And Santos scores there. First point for Santos. Mika Reyes is serving.
Very nice to see again that most of the players on the side of PLDT nagkakaroon ng opportunity, pumalo, makapuntos, mabigyan ng bola.
And that's another ace. PLDT scoring a lot at the service line here. This time care of Mika Reyes.
These strong serves from Reyes takes away the chance for Signal to have a clean play dahil nahihirapan sa receive. But Meneses, yan yung hinihintay natin because we know that every time Meneses would get a set, there is a high percentage of her getting a point.
We called her reliable Rhea, and she is certainly showing us why she is the go-to today. And we saw a very smart play there, going straight for Mika Reyes, who was still playing back row. Wala pa yung libero. So yun ang tina-target niya. And we have a rally here. Great save by Abraham there. Nice showing there by PLDT. That's another one for Santos, who scored 2 already. She is seeing action for the first time in this 3rd set, and we're seeing a lot of substitutions on the side of PLDT. Also, the high-speed hitters trying to allow more players to get some playing time here.
De Leon for that kill.
It's nice to be able to really call out these names now. All of these PLDT players contributing to the scoring of the high-speed hitters. That's something that the management wants to see. They look at the results, the stats after the game, and you see that everybody, has a contribution, na lahat pumupuntos, and that augurs well for the team.
Semana, great efforts in really trying to distribute.
And even Wendy Semana now. Semana, of course, one of the veterans in volleyball. And we are at our first tactical timeout, just a point separating PLDT and Signal. Back for more after the break. Eight-7 is the score after that 5-1 run by PLDT as they continue to serve here. Who will have a breakout performance today? That was our Twitter question for all of you, and let's see what you had to say. At Johnny Canuto, I think Jules will be a breakout star in today's game. Always rooting for her connection with Dimac and the rest of the PLDT team. And Jake Woni, I think this will be Viola Ceballos' breakout game. She has been consistent for defense. Hopefully for this critical game, her attacking prowess will be shown. And lastly, from Nick, hopefully Jules Samonte and Mika Reyes will have a breakout game for today. Well, si Ceballos definitely, as we see her getting some rest already, she put out a lot of numbers, a lot of points here today. She had 9. And 9, you might say, parang we've seen her make more. Pero nakita natin kasi labas-pasok yung iba-ibang players. No? This is a time where we're seeing Coach George Pascual just really trying out the different combinations of players on the court.
Actually, it's going to be nice and refreshing to see, no? Evenly distributed yung kanilang contribution today pagdating sa puntos.
Oh. And they're just enjoying that. Look at Rhea Meneses. Parang gusto niya magtago. Hindi niya alam kung saan siya pupunta. And it's all in good fun. Rhea Meneses there with that back row attack that didn't quite work.
She tried.
Well, we know what she can do when she's at the net. So it's just all good fun for all of them.
We see naman, no, the coaching staff, even the coaching staff, wala namang...
Talaga no pressure. They're just all having fun at this point. Even if they are trailing by 2. Yeah, this is the atmosphere that we have here. Both teams just really taking it easy, enjoying it, and well, playing serious, but still just taking the edge off. It's all tied now in this third set. Signal trying to get a W here in this match after giving up the first 2 sets. Samonte! That's for our Twitter followers looking for Samonte to break out here. She sat out the second set, gave way to some of the players of PLDT to get some playing time.
But she did play very well in their game against Chocomucho, where she scored 17 points.
2 points so far for Jules Samonte, the birthday girl. And Mika Reyes, wow, great effort by Signal to keep that ball in play. But Mika Reyes will score on that one. Point number 8 for her. 7 on the attack. And an ace that we saw Mika Reyes perform earlier today. And Semana here taking the role of setter in this third set. Rhea Damakulangan getting a breather. Ayuna sends it over. Semana back set to Santos. Nice up by Gionella, but no go. Not good enough to keep the ball in play. Araneta went for that one. It's too late, and we have a timeout.
Kla, ikaw yun nandun. Pag may receive tayo, i-running mo to, tapos stress mo sa Kla. Tapos dulo lang. Si Maris dulo lang. Angat mo lang yung bola sa kanya. Okay? Ha? Receive. Oo, pag-receive. Okay, ha? Receive natin. Sige. O, go. Pasa muna tayo. Tatlo lang yan. Tatlo lang.
Ito lang. Kay Riri.
Okay?
Signal!
Coach Shaq asking for a play specific para dito kay Layog. So we can expect that if they do get a good pass, they might execute a running attack.
Of course, this is a good time really to try out all of these plays that you have in your arsenal. And a good time to give Maris Layog really the limelight here. If you are just joining our coverage, we mentioned earlier that the undermanned Signal team, previously with only 7 in their bench, now has 8 after this girl made her entry. And that point, a nice cut shot by Maris Layog, who graduated today. Congratulations to you. Four points already for Layog. Nice combination attack. Well executed there. Jules Samonte just does it perfectly. Second kill in a row for Jules in this third set.
That of course coming from a good pass and a good set. Yun, nakita natin, wala nang nakasabay na blocker.
Just really keeping the Signal blockers guessing as to who was going to end up with that set. Great execution by PLDT. Back row attack is good enough for Abriam. That's 12 for her today. 11 on the attack. And a block point also. Abriam. 14 serving 12, or 12 serving 14 rather. PLDT with a 2-point lead. Signal still well in it. They need to win this set if they want to extend. Layog going up. She's blocked. PLDT will set up. Santos. Oh, too soft. We know what she wanted to do.
That gets tricky, because normally you would see attackers change last minute. Yung una, akala mo papalo, and they change up. So sometimes it gets tricky kung enough power ba to get the ball over.
And this is what we value here. When Santos gets more chances to try that out, then mas lalo niya matatansya in the future.
And you see, si Mana, giving her confidence.
Yeah.
Naka-error, binalik sa kanya.
And look at that, but registering a kill. Great cut shot there by Santos. Oh, what a put away there by the other De Leon. Middle blocker, Jessie De Leon, with her second point here. That put away. 16-13 is the score. This is the third set. Signal still in it, but they have to win this one if they want to advance. Be back. The road to the PBA starts here. Tutukan ang PBA D-League Aspirants 2022 sa One Sports at PBA Rush. Gusto mo bang malaman ang latest happening sa sports? Dito lang tayo sa nag-iisang go-to tambayan ng lahat. Like, follow us on social media at One Sports PHL and on all social media platforms. Back in the game here. 16-14, the count. PLDT still with a 2-point lead. Signal needing to win this third set to extend this match. Araneta going up. And Catarado gets that one. But look at that play. Signal just really never saying die. Talagang ayaw pa nilang matapos to. They want to extend.
And they are finding ways to make sure that it's either they stop the opponent or makakuha ng puntos. And I think this should be a good rotation for them with both Meneses and Araneta in the front line.
That's a great dig by Jack Junella there.
Semana.
Ginagapang yung bola pero hindi nakaabot.
Kinapos lang ng konti, Chick.
She didn't look too happy about that because really she put a lot of effort, and we saw the effort also of the blockers of PLDT to keep that ball in play there. Oh, that's definitely an ace, and that's what we want Layug to remember in this game that she played after her graduation. We have a timeout.
Pagka ang bola, pataas, bababa talaga. Pero ang target yun ng bola, out yan. Diba? Net coverage tayo. Masyado tayong kumpiyansa sa spiker natin. May vlogger ng kalaban eh. Diba? Tsaka kayo nabumula sa drop ball. Pwede pong magsalita kayo, mind. Diba? Kesa nanguhula tayo na parang kayo nandun. May isa, walang kuha sa atin ng bola. PLDT.
Coach George, not happy with what he has seen, and that's obvious from the tone and his reminders with the ladies.
Well, after that 4-0 run with Signal now finding themselves in the lead, medyo na-rattle ng konti or nagising si Coach George. Actually, telling his girls, mag-ingay kayo ng konti. Talk it out. Ginoo there, tried to go down the line, but that one is called outside by the lines judge. But called, now there is a... Okay, let's hear from our first referee. Asking for the lines judges to come close. Mabasa mo doon.
Oh, so in this case, it was outside, pero tumawag yung isa na may touch. Our linesman here on the side of PLDT.
And in the end, PLDT will get that point. And they're all tied up now at 17. And every point counts here for Signal as they are trailing by 2 sets. They enjoyed that run. But now we are back to even ball game here as PLDT just wanting to finish this in 3. They are already in the semifinals. So is Signal. We're looking at these two teams who are now just trying to get more experience and get their players more playing time before getting into the crucial semifinals round of the Invitational Conference. Samonte there with the reception. That was too close to the net, and Rhea de Baculangan couldn't do much about that one.
These errors are not helping their case here in the third set, and if this continues on, Signal might just get this third set.
2-point lead now as Araneta continues to serve for Signal. Ginoo trying to time that one. Janela with a great dig. Buhay pa rin ang bola. Crowd still getting into it. Chance ball for Signal to set up. Outside to Abriam. Buhay pa rin. Meneses tries to slow it up. Swinging for that. Araneta with a great dig. Look at this rally. Araneta doing so well in the back row. Abriam tries to put it away. Santos gets her hand on it. Ginoo, that one is outside. And the crowd is appreciating that last sequence there. What a rally. Yan na yata yung pinakamahaba.
But also, ito rin yung sinasabi natin. We're not, yung sinasabi natin, bawal kasi mag-relax. Ano? You cannot relax. And we see Ceballos now back here for PLDT.
And that's what we appreciate. Talagang both teams fighting as if their lives are on the line when we already know that they are both already through to the semis. Abriam there with an error on the attack. And that's a point for PLDT. And Signal really wants to protect this lead if they want to go on playing in this match. Del Palomata, 6'3" player from PLDT getting ready to serve. Nope. Muntik na magkaroon tayo ng, okay, they realized it wasn't her term, but Fiola Ceballos' turn. That would have been a free point sana for Signal. It's a good
Buti
thing.
they asked.
Good thing PLDT figured it out soon enough. Cayuna looking for Abriam. Great dig by Ceballos. Passes there from behind the attack line was Doug Riri. Reliable Ria. That's what we need to see from Riri Meneses. Really just taking the cudgels for all of her sideline teammates.
And yan si Meneses, no, from experience already. Hindi kailangan malakas ang palo all the time. Eh. In that case, he took the top of the ball. He got that. Hindi pa tapos.
Hindi
Yan
pa
ang sabi ng
talaga.
Signal.
What an ace. One more time on that one. 22-18. We have a timeout.
Sabi ko sa inyo, winning is a choice eh. Yan ba yung choice natin? Crowd lang magiging kalaban natin, mawawala tayo. Napaka-unfair din para sa atin, ladies. Please, wake up. Hindi pa tapos yan. Amunin nyo yan.
Hey, isa rin lang tayo. Isa rin.
Let's go. Ready?
9-2.
Well, you wonder about the urgency in Coach George Pascua's voice. This is his response to the 9-2 run that we've seen performed by Signal. Medyo tumataas na rin yung boses ni Coach George Ann.
And kita mo yung kanyang frustration at yung kanyang challenge din dun sa team, ano? They have to work for it. And actually, now is the time.
And Signal really looking good in these last sequences. Except Abriam there insisting on a check ball. Does not get the call. And PLDT will get the serve back. Del Palomata, now it's her turn to serve. Cayuna, quick one. That was an error on the attack there. Missed time by Acuna. And now timeout by Signal.
Ano lang, sige, adjust tayo. Medyo mababa lang, pero okay lang. Good pass ha. O ganun pa rin. Pasa lang. Bawi ha. Okay. Sige, ganun pa rin yung play mo. Dulot sa dash dito. Tapos cover lang tayo ha. Receive muna maganda, attack and then cover. Okay? Del, pag kaya, si Palomata yung mag-ganun ito dun sa. Yung ginaganon mo, pag maganda. Dito. Set ka. Oo, kasi si Palomata nandito. Yung pag ganun, yung box.
Ayan kayo, one step,
Okay, ganun. Okay ha? Pero kasama yung sa ano mo, pagka ano, iset mo sa kanila. Okay? Angat mo lang yung set sa quick. Sige, go, go. Ay, break ko lang yung momentum.
What we're seeing here that they're not showing on the screen, the intensity behind Coach Shaq's voice, pero pagtalikod, natatawa na siya. Tumatawa na rin lang. So the pressure's off really here. And the singling out the players of PLDT. Of course, may plano siya against Nelma Palomata here who is serving. I think they're going to target her while she is still playing defense sa kanya ibigay. And Samonte does not even give Signal a chance to set up there with that kill down the line. Samonte very efficient in this third set. 6 points so far as Palomata continues to serve.
Definitely from the tone of Coach George, no, he really means business, and obviously, ayaw niyang humaba itong game na to.
Gustong tapusin na talaga ni Coach George. And PLDT just really gaining on Signal. Although Signal will get a chance here to finish this off. They have a 2-point lead and a chance at a set win here after giving up the first 2 sets. Jalcayuna with that great jump serve. An ace for Jalcayuna, the second one today. And she sets her underman team up for set point. I think sa kanila, they probably weren't even expecting to. They knew it was going to be a hard win for just even a set, and look where they are now.
See the contribution, lahat ng galaw, lahat ng ginagawa nila sa court, they have to make it a point that it will help them score.
And look at that! Just as you said it, Signal gets a set win against PLDT. It feels to them like a match win. Look at Seth Molina there. And that's Acuna, who is in for the first time here. Any player, a rookie, ending that third set for Signal. We'll take a break. We'll be back. That's been the story. We are on to set number 4 after Signal stole that third set from PLDT 25-21. And we are getting ready for a fourth set. Although, and as we take a look at the highlights, we know that these two teams are already into the semifinals, but they're still, both teams want to win.
Well, definitely, all of these teams, they also play for pride. Diba? Gusto mo, you want to end on a very good note. In this case, bago pumasok ng semifinals. But you know, Signal, we saw it and we felt it. No? In that last set, meron silang renewed energy. Parang nabuhayan ulit. Kung kanina pinag-uusapan natin fatigue, hindi yata.
Oo, second wind.
Oo, second wind. But you know, if you look at the numbers, you'll see that lamang pa rin ang PLDT pagdating sa Offensa 14 as opposed to only 11 scored by Signal. But what mattered in that last set was the blocking and the service aces that they scored. 4 para dito sa Signal, and that really challenged PLDT.
And in terms of the errors, still both teams registering some pero bumaba na rin. So they're playing more calculated, they're playing more careful. Although you mentioned early, and we were saying throughout the third set, that we were calling out a lot of different names on the PLDT side. No? Si Coach George taking the opportunity to put in humuhugot galing sa kanyang bench. And how do you think that played for PLDT?
Well, I think it worked in the sense that everybody had a chance to really get their playing time in. It was just that siguro in that third set after all that shuffle, doon naman hindi nakapag-adjust agad yung PLDT. And Signal on the other hand, nakakuha ng footing, nakakuha ng rhythm.
Right.
And yun yung doon kinulang ang PLDT. It's good to shuffle. It's just the adjustment wasn't there in the third set.
Parang you also there's a risk also to parang bringing in changing up things and destroying or disrupting the rhythm like you mentioned. And even Coach George called out his players that they weren't talking as much, communicating as well towards the latter part of the third set, and we anticipate that they will be doing something about that aspect of their game in this fourth set. PLDT already with an early lead. Talk about the fatigue. Kung may mas napapagod dito, Pihado, ang Signal yan. Kasi nga, ilan-ilan lang sila nagpapalit-palit. Pero gaya ng sinabi mo, nagkaroon ng second wind yata. And I think kinukuha din nila it's just the positive vibe that they have on the court. And just their desire to enjoy it and gain what they can from this very difficult situation that they're in.
And I think nakakatulong din, that, and we see that during their huddles, during the timeouts, yung pressure ba on the side of like Coach Shaq, he still is very encouraging. Nakikita naman natin, no matter if they lost a set, may tawa pa rin.
Meron pa rin.
Oo, hindi pa naman siya nanggigigil sa kanyang mga players.
And look at that, a great solid offensive block. Oh no, it's called against Signal. PLDT 4-0. One more time on that.
Okay, isip mo na maganda. Tulong lang, Neta. Inject over lang.
Sis, kaya niyo yan. Hardball na.
Kung mo iparan ko, mas dulo lang. Run, nasara dyan, run. Tapos ngayon, pag maganda yun, pwede ka. Kung matakot, kasali yun, prod ka naman. Ha? Kailangan lang muna ng receive. First ball.
First ball lang, Ares.
Sige, go. Oh, but hindi pa na tayo. Nagsisimula pa naman.
It's great to be able to eavesdrop on their timeouts, even our audience watching at home. I'm sure they can feel it, no? Serious, pero parang they take the edge off. Si Coach Shaq is really very cognizant of the pressure on the girls naman because ilan lang sila. Signal still waiting to get on the scoreboard here in this fourth set. Running attack by Acuna, and that one is good. Signal finally on the board. Sam Corrales with our report. Hi, Sam.
Yes, the PLDT high-speed hitters know that they need to pay attention on communication, body language, and again, adjustment in in-game situations. That's according from Del Palomata, whose focus coming into today's game was just to execute the plays well. Maganda naman ang gising ng squad today, and the effort is being shown from everyone on the court, regardless if second stringer sila or starter. And as Jules Samonte put it, the main goal here is to trust the process and believe in themselves a bit more to make it further in the Invitational Conference. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Sam. That's good that you mentioned it. There is that process, and yung talagang reminding yourself at any point in the game, in the conference, yung fundamentals, di ba? Yung parang just the basics of volleyball. Always go back to that.
And here we see some activation in the middle para dito sa Signal. Acuna getting more and more sets also from Cayuna.
Our rookie from NU getting playing time. Now in this third and fourth set, she's been getting a lot of balls from Jel Cayuna. Same with Layug. And that one is outside. Untouched by Signal, and that's a point for the HD Spikers. And it's now 4-all. That's a 4-0 run by Signal. Cayuna with a jump serve, another one. It looked good from the release. It sure looked like an ace. And it is. That's her third today, Anne.
Very powerful serve from Cayuna. Ceballos was actually there, Chicky, but dahil sobrang floater nung kanyang bola, no, it was quite deceiving.
Arado did a better job with that reception there, but the ball is still, oh, nice try by Arado. Signal looked like they were celebrating early, but they will get that point. It's a great block. Coming from a combination of Layug and Acuna there. As Jel Cayuna continues to serve. 3 service aces already for this star setter. Nice read by Jack Jonella. And that's on the second ball. But Kat Arado was there. Outside set. Abriam down the line. And that is good for Signal's 7-point.
That down the line area has been a target for Signal, and it has worked. They have scored points by targeting that.
And Abriam, 14 points today. Really taking advantage of the trust that her setter Jel Cayuna is giving her. One more time on Abriam there. Ball still good. PLDT Samonte getting the better of Araneta this time. Point number 7 for Jules Samonte. And the PLD is still trailing, but only by 2 in this fourth set. Must win again for Signal if they want to go for set 5. Quick by Cayuna. Acuna there was dug. Cayuna pushes it to the right. Great defense by Signal's Viray, by PLDT's Viray there. And it's labanan ng mga libero. Samonte this time with the dig. Back set. Pasas. That one is outside. And Signal gets the 8 points first. Our first technical timeout in this fourth set. With 3-point lead for Signal. We'll be back. Signal, it seems, wants to go for a fifth and deciding set. We are seeing a lot of intensity here, and in this fourth set as they lead by 3. Wow, what a floater. It just barely floated out. No? Nakita natin yun. Napakahirap na serve yun kung pumasok for Abraham.
But Signal at this point, kita natin, no, at the service line, they're really making sure kargado yung kanilang mga serve to at least break man lang yung first ball dito sa side ng PLDT.
And really great reception on the side of Signal. And PLDT will get the break. Nope, Signal got it. That call turned out to be favorable for Signal HD Spikers. They now lead by 3 as Jackie Acuna, fresh from NU here playing, and that hit the foot of Cayuna. Could have been still in play, pero medyo napalayo yung bola. Abraham, it's so great to watch Abraham and just how much fun she's having today. And it's not that she's having fun, but really also putting out a lot of points. 14 for Abraham today. And even efficient in her defense. Ball still good. Great heads-up play there by PLDT. Layug timing it, and she hits it into the net for that error on the attack. She acknowledges that.
She was not in the best position as well.
Service, Basas.
And PLDT gaining on Signal as Chin Basas gets ready with her serve. Meneses setting up Araneta there. Ceballos was dug by Janela. Wow, down the line. You're talking about that down the line. Very vulnerable zone 1 area for PLDT.
It has been a target. Still continues to be a target actually for Signal.
Wow, a lot of power behind that serve. A little too much for Layug. And a free point for PLDT, who's still playing catch-up in this fourth set. Ceballos also really playing well today. 10 points for Fiola Ceballos. Makulangan pushing it out to Samonte. Janela was there. Cayuna to Araneta. Cat Arado with a nice pass. Great defense by Janela. Also on the side of PLDT, just keeping the ball alive. Cayuna with a quick one. Samonte goes up again. 2-man block, and she defends herself. Great heads up there by Samonte. Cayuna, quick in the middle. Finally works for really Meneses. Just really all of the patience, no? Chinaga.
And, you know, nagagaling sa mahahabang rally, Cayuna decides to set up a low set para kay Meneses. That fast play.
And that really worked because the blockers were nowhere to be found there. Palomata did not know what hit her. Samonte timing it. And Signal will set up again. Abraham this time. That one is outside, but we have a check ball, says the lines judge. And the point will be given to Signal. 3-point advantage for the girls in white. They won the third set. They want to win this one too to extend it to a fifth and deciding match. And Araneta even has the net playing for HD today. 13-9, timeout.
And then, kung ano man yung ginagawa natin, tuloy natin. Maganda. Nakakababasa na natin yung ginagawa nila. Okay?
Kaya hindi bibigay sa atin yan.
Labanan na lang ng ito, ladies. Ano ba? Ano ba problema natin? Choice ba natin matalo? Di ba naman tapos, di ba? Huwag yung pabayaan. Ang kalaban, kahit ganyan ang kalaban, gusto nilang manalo. Ayusin mo yan.
You know, you can tell, just pataas ng pataas yung decibels ng boses ni Coach George. And he's seeing the urgency in his voice is reflective of really what we're seeing on the court. And how would you describe it? Yung pababang, parang downwards yung yung energy sa PLDT?
And you know, Chicky, what we see actually is the lack of response and adjustment still on the side of PLDT. Kung dito sa signal nakita natin, sabi nga ni Coach Shaq, nakapag-adjust na sila, nakuha na nila, tuloy lang nila. On the side, on this side naman, on the other side, the ladies in black, they seem to have no response. At least as of the moment, para dito sa mga balik sa kanila ng the signal.
And certainly a waker-upper there for Coach George. Narinig natin talagang pinaalala niya, no? And so something we all know, the other team will play to win. So don't think they're just going to roll over and die, basically was his message.
And you know, these errors, like errors at the service line, it is not helping their cause at this point.
In the meantime, Signal just really taking advantage of that. And yes, the gelling, it's palpable how they're really playing together. But look at that. Mika Reyes wants to disrupt the series of points coming from Signal. Getting the ball back now for PLDT as Rhea de Macolanga gets ready to serve.
Right now, also, what we are missing from PLDT, kanina nakikita natin, there's still some execution of plays, may quick patong, but now, that has been missing.
And we see PLDT now just buckling down and getting back into really, just they're all business now after that last timeout called by Coach George. Rhea de Macorangan serving again. And that was a tough one. It's going to be a free ball. Rhea, quick set. Mika Reyes was read by Acuna. Samonte will go up. And that one is called inside by the line judge. The back row of Signal was so sure. Sigurado sila na labas yun eh.
Well, it seemed like it was on its way out, but it did still kind of touch that line.
Yeah, that 5-centimeter line. Very close call, but that goes the way of PLDT. Rhea de Macolangan with her third serve. 3 points already racked up by PLDT. Acuna almost mistimed there. Cayuna sends it to the back, and this is going to be a free ball. Chance for PLDT to set up. A quick Mika Reyes. Just causing a lot of damage for Signal here. It's been Mika Reyes the past 3 points. And they are now all tied up. The adjustment that you're looking for, Anne, seems like they responded.
And this is also a good time to really maximize the frontliners on the side of PLDT habang si Beneses wala sa harap.
And now PLDT with a lead here in this fourth set. Mika Reyes, 3 straight points, 11 so far in this game as Rhea de Macolangan continues to serve. And this is going to be a free one. Rhea took that first ball. Again, Rhea de Macolangan, a quick to Mika Reyes. Why not? It's worked the last 3 times, and it ain't broke.
Mika Reyes with a high efficiency here in this set.
And the timeout this time called, or rather, no, we are on our second technical timeout. 16-14 the count. PLDT now with the lead. A 7-1 run by PLDT, resulting in this 2-point lead now at the midpoint of our fourth set. 16-14. PLDT already with 2 sets versus Signal's 1 set. And a must-win situation for the girls in white if they want to extend to a 5th. They took an early lead. Medyo nag-iba na ihip ng hangin dito, Ann.
Itong si Acuna, no, getting a lot of sets as well. Side ng Signal.
Already 6 points for Jackie Acuna. Basas gets through that block. And she scores. That's 8 for Basas as well. Mentioned, looking at the scores, great distribution on both ends. Really, a lot of these players being able to get touches on both ends of the court. We see the distribution of both setters very efficient. Acuna just keep coming.
We saw the progression, ano,
Yeah.
from the first set here now in this set.
A great running attack. Samonte with a nice reception there. Nika Reyes is blocked this time, but she is there to cover. And that one is going to be a point for PLDT care of Fiola Ceballos. 11 points for Ceballos today. Nika Reyes, who has been unstoppable in this fourth set. She is at the serve. #1 blocker in the league so far in this invitational. Araneta and Nika Reyes with a good dig there. Araneta goes up again, goes short this time. Great off speed by Angeli Araneta.
That is a thinking attacker. Look at Araneta seeing that opening in the middle.
And so deceptive, no? Nothing about her approach, her attack revealed what she was going to do. Great combination there. Basas with a kill. Ganda nung pag-execute nun, ano? This time, sa PLDT side naman, they were the ones na keeping the defense guessing.
And this is what we have missed earlier. We mentioned how they were lacking these combination plays that would keep the defenders and the blockers guessing. Naging predictable sila for a while.
That's right. This is going to be a chance for Signal to set up here. Who does Kuyuna go to? Araneta. Almost too much. You know, that was almost off time. Sabi nga niya, nasa harap na sa nung bola. Still managed to score.
still worked para dito sa Signal. You see Coach George not happy with these mistakes that he has been seeing.
Yeah, it's helping the cause of Signal, who is only now a point behind PLDT. They want to get that lead back. Not quite yet, says Ceballos. That's point number 12 for Ceballos. Interesting to look at the outputs of PLDT. It's really Mika Reyes leading the pack now with the points, but Ceballos, Basas, Palomata, Samonte, all of them contributing. Even Ginoo with 6 points, Santos with 4. So yung sinasabi mo nga, the distribution on the side of PLDT.
But you know, in this set, Reyes was very instrumental. It was that turning point when she scored those consecutive points na nakakuha sila ng lamang and nakuha nila yung momentum ulit.
Meantime, Signal still fighting it out. They are not out of it. They're only a point behind here in this fourth set. They want to extend it to a fifth and deciding set. Meneses, you know, it was out. And see, Arado went for it pa. Great running attack.
Oh.
And it's now even Steven, 20 apiece. Araneta with the help of the net. Samonte is dug by Layug there. Ball still good. Samonte is timing it. That should be easy enough. Cayuna sends it over. Great read by Basas and Abriam there with a mistimed attack.
Kumbaga sa regalo, yan yung gustong-gusto ng mga attackers, but not the best timing.
PLDT again with the lead here. We have a substitution. Palomata sits it out as Ginoo comes in at the serve. This is really a very hotly contested fourth set here. Lalo na towards the latter part, wala nang bumibigay. Both these teams wanting this fourth set win badly. Samonte, that one is into the net. Unforced error there. And Signal gets that point. Still even here. You know, looking at Signal now, you forget that they're undermanned. Parang wala na yung kanilang handicap, no?
You don't even feel it at this point, even with the body language.
And Mika Reyes again scoring. Araneta tried hard to keep that ball in play. 14 points for Mika Reyes, now 22 for PLDT. And talking about the performance of these girls, for the second stringers or the non-starters, those who are not usually the highest pointers on the side of Signal. Imagine the confidence that they will bring with them after this game, moving on to the semifinals. I'm talking about players like Araneta with 14, Abriam 15, Layug with 5 points already, di ba?
Even Acuña continues to get those points in.
Absolutely. 8 points for her. So win or lose, that is the victory that they can be celebrating really for Signal.
You know, and this set is such an exciting one dahil ang mangyayari na dito, race to 25. Dahil palitan lang silang dalawa.
Palitan lang. And we have not seen too many service errors, but this time, one from Jel Cayuna.
Cayuna, of course, one of the more consistent servers, no? Para dito sa Signal.
She's had 3 service aces already, giving that one up and giving PLDT their 23rd point. Samonte now with a serve. Oh, and that's an error, a very rare one we see from Cayuna. You don't see that happen too often, Anne?
Not too often, just goes to show she is human after all.
That's right. After that service error, an error on the set, giving PLDT 2 match points here.
Well, you know, whatever the turnout of this game, they did played their best. Nakita natin yung laban.
Laban talaga. Pero hindi pa tapos. Let's see. Ceballos wants to end it. She does. What an attack. 13 points for Ceballos. Her 13th point, good enough for a win for PLDT. And look at these girls celebrating this win as if it were the finals. Kala mo, no? And napakalaking game. Actually, it is because it meant a sure win or sure entry into the semifinals. And that is what PLDT is celebrating now.
Of course, they have worked so hard. So they also, no, it probably didn't turn out, or it wasn't as a comfortable win,
Yeah.
no, as we would call it. Definitely Signal challenged them a lot.
Dinuguran sila, napawisan din. Pati si Coach George Pascual medyo na-high blood ng konti. But still, it is a W for PLDT. They won it in 4 sets. 25-22 the last count. There you have it, 25-19 the first set, 25-20 Signal with the great performance in the set number 3, extending this one to a 4-setter. But eventually, it's PLDT winning over the undermanned Signal HD Spikers.
It was a good shuffle, good, actually, no, evenly played para dito sa PLDT. Maraming nakapaglaro.
Yeah.
Of course, for Signal, alam natin, because they are undermanned, na-utilize nila lahat ng kanilang players.
And we have our player of the game, like you mentioned. She was instrumental. 14 points, 12 attacks, 2 blocks, and it came at the right time. Sabi mo, it was somewhat of a tipping point nung 4th set, nung umaalangan, nagmumukhang mag-extend ang set number 4. Sabi ni Mika Reyes, our veteran, nope, that's it. We're ending it here.
She did deliver.
That's right. And let's take a look at how that 4th set went down. The highlights of this set. What were your favorite moments here? Well, it's always that smiling Abraham that I like.
Actually, we saw a lot of these, attacks coming from Signal na talagang challenge ang depensa ng PLDT. But likewise, ito nga yung sinabi natin, no, shining moment, especially for Mika Reyes, that when they needed it the most, she did deliver.
And that is, yan talaga, that's what experience gives you. And really, the confidence that she gave also her teammates. And they sailed through this one. And again, it's a good place to be. It's good for them coming into the semifinals. And last look on the stats here, Ann.
Ito, mas dikit ang ating set number 4 stats. No? PLDT still delivering more when it comes to offense. Signal HD only with 13. But pagdating sa blocking at service aces, no, both of them delivered some points. But 1 point higher lang ang Signal pagdating sa service aces. While in terms of opponents' errors, somehow PLDT was able to minimize it with 6. Signal namigay pa ng 8, ano? But overall, it was a good match, a well-played game para dito sa dalawang teams na ito.
I think, again, the story here, the undermanned Signal team just still putting up a fight against PLDT, who needed this win and got it. And we're not done here yet. This is a Saturday triple header. Petrogas Angels getting ready to go up against the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. This is an all-important match for Choco Mucho. They still want an entry into the semifinals, and there is still that chance. But we will wrap it up here. It's time for us to say goodbye on behalf of Sam Corrales, of course, our director Al Neri, and my partner here, Ann Remulla Kanda. This has been Chikiro Puno. Thanks so much for joining us, and stay tuned. We have another game for you. Bye-bye.